Phill from Zaid Comics, and we're here doing the first episode of the working title we have is Comics Great, and where we go one-on-one with some great comics creators, and we're here with Vinnie Tartamella.
Hey guys,
What's up,
thanks
Vinnie?
for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for doing this last minute. I'm going to do a little quick shout out here, look at your book, talk about the industry stuff you've done, and yeah, thanks for
Cool,
coming.
Man. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. And to be, I guess, am I your first of the greats?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm honored, man.
Yeah, you and I, we met just through going on like the stream circuit, I guess you would call it, and I think we were on War Campaign together, and probably one of Mandy's streams because she's always doing those. Yeah, and you were promoting your last book, which was City of Venus.
Yep.
And that did really well. And you are like one of the quickest, you have the quickest turnaround times here in the scene, because that book is already sent out and you're on to your new one.
Yeah, man, I've been pumping these out. This new one is actually my 7th crowdfunding book that's going to be delivered this year. Yeah, because it was my very first campaign was 3 issues at once. It was Through the Woods, and I did them as single floppies.
Yeah.
But it was before I knew about all the Twitter and YouTube audiences and all that. So I started that campaign with almost like no audience. But luckily, I am going to be re-releasing that in early 2020 as a collected volume.
Cool.
For all those people who missed it.
I wanted to take a look at A City of Venus, Dead City, because for people to get a hold of your art here, you know, you have a big notoriety of drawing these super attractive, flashy, sexy ladies.
Thanks, man.
Great anatomy. You know, everybody in the scene over here, they see your style and they know it's you. I've seen some pieces that you've done for some other campaigns, and when I see them, instantly I'm like, man, that's some Vinnie art. So I want everybody in the audience to see these babes that you're doing, because the book that we're promoting tonight is not like that at all. It's quite it shows off your muscles and art and how diverse you could draw. You know, you have a very eclectic style, and that is this book right here, Ghostly Manor on Howling Hill.
Right.
Yeah. And you're doing this with your brother also?
Yeah. We did Through the Woods together and this project. We have a couple more in the works, but yeah, he's the writer of this whole book. Yeah, it's very kid friendly. It's maybe one of the few very family friendly books and material that we have out there. So I figured for Halloween it'd be a good time to launch that out for crowdfunding. So it's going to be the new printers that I found. So City of Venus and the Volume 2 art book, the quality I think shot through the roof with this printer. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, all my books from here on out are going to have that similar, nice stock paper, thick cover, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's the story about in this book? You could tell us.
Yeah, well, this one, it's essentially about these 3 little monsters who they're supposed to be doing their chores and cleaning up their home while their uncle, who he watches over them, he's about to go out for Halloween night. He's going to a ball or a gala, and they're supposed to be home and doing their thing. But they found out that the village that's kind of beneath them, there's something called Halloween, where if they dress up as kind of spooky characters, or like little monsters like them, they get free candy. So they get the bright idea of let's try to get some free grub. So they go down and they kind of get into trouble. Well, they have a good time, and then their secret's kind of found out. And yeah, they learn a little lesson. And they also make some friends along the way. But yeah, again, it's a short, sweet story. I think perfect for anyone who wants to bring this kind of cool, fun art to their kids or family members. And if you're a teacher, your students, I think it'd be a fun little tale. So
Yeah, that's great. We're not seeing that, excuse me, a lot in comics in general now, not even just in CG, but even
Mhm.
like the kid-friendly, all ages comic. And as a writer myself, it's like, man, I would love to tackle that at some point. But you have to get yourself in that mindset. And I think it would be
Yeah,
very different from telling a story like anything else that is out there right now, and then
right.
going in and telling, and even with the art, do you have what are like some of the differences in going from City of Venus and then doing this?
Well, that's the thing. Like, throughout my career, I've done all sorts of stuff. So I started with realism, doing portraits, doing portrait work for a couple of different companies. I mean, I've done the Beatles on trade paperback. I mean, my work has kind of been all over the gamut of from realistic to kind of kid friendly. So I've done storyboard work for some independent movies, concept artwork. And a few of those jobs led me into going more into like the Disney-esque kind of style. So I kind of I tackled this book with that in mind, trying to see like aesthetically what's going to be more pleasing for kids, for people who are fans of animation. And I kind of try to put those elements into this as I was developing it. So yeah, the story is all my brother, but we talked about what we were going to do with the look of these characters, and we came out. It started with them first, how their style was going to be, and then from there, I just kind of expanded that world. So the whole look, the feel of it.
Mhm.
That's all from me. We bounced some ideas back and forth, but for the most part, I try to put like what I remembered out of like what I liked in the old school Disney movies, or um, you know, some of the classic like children's cartoons like over the years.
Mhm.
You even think like maybe the Smurfs or uh, stuff like that. I mean, you want to have something that's very, very appealing for kids, but it's fun for adults as well, or it might bring up those memories of when they got to see that kind of thing. So
Yeah, definitely. Just looking at the aesthetic of the world that you have thrown together here, it's very
mhm.
fairy tale esque. Like takes me back to those old like Mother Goose cartoons that
Mhm.
are from super long time ago. Even this elderly couple here, super fairy tale style, and
Thanks.
I really dig that. And you do all the art, right? You even do coloring. Is that
Right.
correct? Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like the sky is so cool. And as you can see here, I'm guessing these are the letters that are going to be in the book, right? So it reads
Right.
like a storybook.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, how I did the each page as well. It's more or less like either one full splash page like that, or maybe like three panels. But it's typically, about two pieces of artwork per page. But again, I think it's enough, and it won't confuse people because I know kids, if they first get their hands on a comic, sometimes it's difficult for them to understand how to read the paneling. So if we break it down a little bit, a little more simple, I think it's easier for everyone. You know.
Right. And I wanted to talk about your career. Now, you have notably worked for McFarlane Toys, which is awesome.
Thanks,
Um,
man.
that is quite the accomplishment. And how did that come to be? Because I know you were a lead designer over there,
Right.
and what were the stuff you were working on over there? Because I think that's so cool.
Well, yeah. I got the job from. We sent in actually a videotape. Um, I might be dating myself, but we recorded something, yeah, and it was my brother Frank's idea to kind of shoot the artwork because he goes, they get pictures all day long or whatever, but this will stand out, and it kind of forces them to actually take a look at what the hell's on it. So we had done that, went up for an interview, and pretty much stayed there. So I think I was only supposed to be like a temporary designer
Yeah.
because they were waiting for someone else to come in, or they
Hmm.
weren't they weren't going to come in for a while. But when I came in, they were like floored with my work. I cleaned up pretty much like a mess of projects that were supposed to get done.
Mhm.
They loved me so much that they pretty much kept me there. So, yeah, I worked on stuff from McFarlane Monsters. I got to like some of the first stuff I designed were a Frankenstein figure, a sea creature figure. Um, my Dracula, it kind of went through another artist, but the ones that were actually full my designs was really crazy Frankenstein and a sea creature. But yeah, from there I did the Viking Age stuff. I think that I've shown a couple times before. I work with Clive Barker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Tortured Souls.
Yeah, that was a huge line.
I was responsible for getting that line off the ground.
That's awesome.
Since McFarlane didn't know if he wanted to pay rights for him to continue another line, but I heard that he was on the fence about it. So I did a couple of kind of really sick, twisted drawings and pieces, and he was coming in for Toy Fair anyway. So he came after hours. So most people were out of the office, but I knew he was going to be there. So I left it on my table. I made sure I put everything else away, and I left those on the table.
Yeah.
They said when he came by, he goes, you got some sick fucks working here. He goes, you know what? I love it though. Let's do it. So
that's awesome.
That one particular piece, it was a guy who was really violent. I mean, he was split open. He had his arms extended and spiked half an inch. I mean, it was nasty.
Yeah, my boss has a bunch of those, and he brought them into work, and I think they're still there. But yeah, those are crazy cool, and that was super popular. So that's awesome. Like, and you've gone through the con circuit, so you know a lot of people in the industry,
right?
And yeah, I really love that how quickly your turnaround was with these group of books that you're putting out now. I think that is something that is very important that I'm trying to work on for myself. Doing Magic Hop right now, and at the same time, I'm working with other artists for my next project. So we'll have a ton of it done by come March when we launch that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And when did you actually work on this story? Is it completed right now?
Yeah, this is completed. I'm actually going to get it out before Halloween. So
awesome.
yeah, I'm gonna be putting my order in maybe another week and a half, I think. But yeah, I want to make sure that these are in hand pretty much by the time the campaign ends, so I can just start fulfilling people immediately.
And how many pages is it?
This one's 28, cover to back cover.
Sweet.
Yeah,
and
cool.
When did you guys start on it?
The story was actually kind of old. He did it in about 2007. He came up with it. And then I kind of, between other work I was doing, like I had done a first kind of a pass through of what I wanted for the book. And then a couple of years later, I fixed it up. I went back, I redid line work. I played with kind of some of the layout a little bit, some extra little design elements so that it flowed better. I redid all the lettering. Yeah, I got an total overhaul. And then like I brought it to one or two shows. We almost got a book deal with it, but then things kind of fell through. So we just said, you know what, we'll let it sit for a bit. Every Halloween, like we print a few of them. So this thing's been sitting for maybe 2 years, I want to say. But I never did crowdfunding before. So people were pressuring me to do it Through the Woods. And then when I heard about Comicsgate, I'm like, you know what, it would be good to do. So that's when I pulled the trigger, and I've been building the fan base since then. So yeah, the art books, those were brand new that I popped out. City of Venus, yeah, no one had that. I had most of the work done, and when I launched the campaign anyway. So again, I added some extra stuff, finished it up, and yeah, cranked it out.
Yeah, if you guys in the chat haven't seen his art book, you could go to the link in the description below, which will take you here, and then you can just click on this Vinnie Tartamella link right there. You can see all of his campaigns. I think he still has 2 other ones in demand right now, so you can pick up his art book. You can pick up City of Venus. I think that's a great thing that you could actually do with Indiegogo is once you get in demand, you could leave it up. I think it's like the requirement is you have to make at least $60 every year or 6 months or something crazy like that. So it's easy to keep up there, and you could hold it in there and kind of act like it as like a website or like a store for yourself. And Vinny's the first guy that I noticed is doing that, and that's awesome because
thanks, man.
yeah, it's super smart. My brother saw the art book, after the fact, and he swooped one up, and you just sent it out like that, and we got it. So really, really simple and easy to deal with Vinny. I think you are taking things to the next level in CG and crowdfunding with Indiegogo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
dude, I appreciate that. I really do. Because that was kind of my goal. Because I know I'm not a household name. I've had opportunities slip through my fingers literally last minute. Because I should have been working on Spider-Man 2 weeks before the contract. Quesada put one of his friends instead. The main editor of the book told me. He goes, I'm not going to bullshit you. So, I mean, I know I have what it takes to do this kind of stuff. But since I never had that opportunity, I mean, I've done covers for Image and different companies that got a lot of publicity. Yeah. But for the most part, a lot of people don't know who I am. So I figured if I have things done and I could fulfill pretty much immediately, that gives me the edge that way. Because,
Definitely. And like with this being the children's book and just being such a big contrast from your last project, it really shows. It's really like flexing your muscles of like you could do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
so
the versatility.
Yeah, the versatility is great there, and that's something I'm trying to do. And it's great in Comicsgate right now. We have a lot of like an eclectic range of genres and art styles. And for myself as a writer, I'm doing Magic Cop, which is, a certain style. It's more cartoony, and the storytelling is different from like a superhero story. It's more of a crime fantasy story. But then my next project is going to have a bunch of different characters in it that has different types of storytelling. So if you don't like my first thing, if you're into vigilante stories, you'll like my next thing, So I
that's
think
cool. Yeah.
Keep the readers on their toes.
Totally. My brother and I had the same idea when we wanted to make our own company and do our own thing. So that's what Mela Art World is. It's a world of different creations and stories and characters. So like, again, we got Kid Book, we have the Future Book, we have a Ghost Story. I'm working on a pirate one. I actually showed a couple of pages on my stream last night, my first ever live stream. But yeah, you want to do all different genres because I think it keeps it fresh for the creator and fresh for the fans. So yeah, definitely. I'm excited about all that stuff too, man.
And what's your YouTube channel called?
You could find me Vinnie Art. It's the same way I have it written up here. I need to get, I think, 25 more subscribers, and then I could actually put the name in.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because right now, I'm pretty new to it all. Like I had a couple of videos up for like the last couple of months, but I think while I'm streaming, my numbers should start going up more.
Yeah, that's definitely great. We're still building, and I definitely wanted to. When I had some downtime from the book, I wanted to promote some of the guys because I've people have had me on, and it's been great, great for us. So we'll look through. You got the book is for $15 here, super reasonable. You said 20 how many pages? 26.
28.
28 pages.
28 pages.
Awesome. And yeah, you can get your 2 books. With Vinny, it's meat and potatoes. You got super simple here. It's not any crazy titled perks or anything and bells and whistles. You're getting what you're getting, and you know what you're going to get right when you're clicking on it. So that is props. I love that.
Well, definitely, because this was a very short campaign, so I wasn't going to go crazy with stuff because I think it'd be better just to fulfill right away. The people who definitely want it, once they see it, I'm pretty sure they'll just get it. I wasn't expecting huge numbers on this, so like I'm not disappointed or anything. Like I'm very happy. I mean, I got funded immediately the first night, thanks to Ethan and Red Gaze. Shout outs to them because Gaze was gonna launch me. They were gonna have like a little lunch party, but Ethan said last minute, he goes, "Why don't we just do it on mine?" And he invited us. He invited us both on. We're like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah, of course. You're not gonna say no to that.
Exactly. It was cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's great. And like again, like Vinny said, this is going to be shipped out before Halloween, so you can get this 2-pack. And if you love comics and you want people to have that taste of literature in their life, it's a great Halloween stuffer if you want to give them out to kids. If you have a Halloween party for children or whatever, you could give it to them. I think it's a great idea, and really, really enjoy the style, because it's something we're not seeing right now. Really
Thanks,
dig it.
man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. Is there anything else you want to plug or say, or what's your next thing you're doing?
Yeah, the next campaign after this one is going to be Through the Woods, the collected edition. So I'll probably be launching that early 2020. I want to take a little bit of time to get more artwork done for my other projects, because yeah, I have the Pirate one. I want to get more work done on that. I want to start up on City of Venus too, because I've been getting people already. I mean, I'm very, very happy that they love it, but they're like, "Where's issue 2? That cliffhanger, man, we want it. We need it."
That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of my books are like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, keep people wanting more. That's
Totally.
the best. Yeah, so I wanted to tell you some stuff about. I don't know if you saw today for Magic Cop, we launched the fan art competition. Did you hear about that?
I might have retweeted, but I didn't read it through yet, because I've been doing a lot today.
Yeah, that's fine. We just extended the campaign because we finished our first 30 days, and we're on to another 28 days here.
Wow.
We're 126% funded. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. We're still pumping out pages. Brandon's doing pages every day. We're getting new colors in and trying to reach, I think we're like $200 and something away from our first stretch goal, which is going to up the paper stock in the book. And then on top of that, we just announced today that we're opening up a fan art competition. So anyone at all wants to enter, we put it up on our Facebook page at Zaid Comics. So you could put your entry in the comments under that. And then also, if you're on Twitter, tag us at Zaid Comics and put hashtag Magic Cop fan art. And then the winner of that competition is going to get a free book, and that art is going to be printed in the book.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah,
I think, you guys better jump on that.
Yeah, I hope we get a lot of them, because the first time we saw some fan art, it's like the coolest feeling ever. It's like your characters you've created through someone else's interpretation, and that is awesome. So I'm like, we have to do a fan art competition. Ends in, I think, 2 weeks on the 4th of October, and that the day before that, that Thursday the 3rd, we're going to be on Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition with Magic Cop. So excited to see all that happen.
That's very cool.
Yeah, man. You've been a good buddy of mine and my brother's here. It's great talking to you. You're a stand-up guy, and I'm glad we could have you on our first one. Yo, what's up, Aaron, in the chat? Thanks for hopping in. This is our first episode of Comics Great with Phill, and Vinny is our first guest. But I know he's got to run in a little bit. This one's going to be shorter. Just wanted to have him on and give him that extra push here. See if we can get some backers through our subscribers. So if you guys are just joining us in the for the first time here, hit that subscribe button, and we're going to be streaming a lot more. So also check that bell for notifications. And yeah, Vinny, anything else? Where can people find you?
Well, I want to say thank you again for having me on. Again, very honored I'm your first guest. That's so damn cool. I want you to be on my channel for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, if not tomorrow, because I think I'm going to try to get Mandy and Red. I think they want to come on to be my first guest. But
cool.
If you want to come on then, or if you want to come on the following day, I want to try to start streaming more often as well. Pretty much do the same thing. I want to showcase my projects, new creators, friends, you name it. Because I think it's up to us to push one another. Let more people know about these cool projects and the crowdfunding. Since we have no agendas, we just want to tell cool stories. You know, what you see are labors of love. Tons of great stuff. I love the community. The fans have been so damn fantastic. I've been making so many friends since I started this.
Yeah.
I told a few people, well, when I did start on Twitter, I only had like maybe 150 people following me, and now I'm getting close to 1,000 within a few months.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
great.
that's an awesome thing, and just so many great people. I mean, from our little groups, war campaign, some of the bigger guys, well, the genuine ones. You can see who's genuine, and I think that's what's going to stick,
Mhm.
and that's what's going to keep everybody happy, is just pumping these great books out. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could find me on Twitter at Vinnie Art. Type in Vinnie Art on YouTube. I'll come up right away. You'll see a logo of a City of Venus character. Just subscribe. I'm gonna have, again, more content as well. I want to do these little showcases just like you guys are doing, and I
Yeah.
want to eventually start to show like my process too. I might do some live streams where you could actually see me drawing and maybe even coloring.
Yeah, that would
I,
be awesome. I think you would do well with those like speed drawing, like the sped up videos, the time lapse videos.
yeah, I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, sure.
But I might just like while I'm talking,
Mhm.
just put up a live stream, start working, and go back and forth with fans a bit too, and just kind of rambling different topics. I don't know. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, definitely. The whole thing's a learning experience. You got some awesome campaigns under your belt and still going strong. So
Thanks, man.
yeah, it's great. And YouTube, I'm sure, is going to be great for you also. Yeah, so look up Vinnie Art on YouTube. I know you're going to be on another stream tonight. Now, is that
Yeah.
on Mandy's or Red's channel?
This one should be on Mandy's. I think Red's gonna do one afterwards, but I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't think I'm on that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out because they were supposed to do it last night and someone fell asleep. But tonight is going to be on Mandy's. Peter Gilmore is going to be
Oh,
there.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, they're showcasing some new creators as well. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. They're great people. So
Yeah, definitely. If you
should
guys
miss out on
haven't,
that.
check out Mandy Summers' channel. I think it's just Mandy Summers. It might be Worth the Wizard. But and if you're in the chat
Yeah.
here, Vinny's going to be on there within the next hour or even sooner. But it depends on how much time it takes Mandy to do her makeup. So. So this is a short one, guys. Thanks for watching the first episode. We'll have Vinny on again, I'm sure, for the numerous books he's going to be coming out with in the future. Go follow him on Twitter. Same with us. And thanks for watching, guys. We will see you later. Peace. And then we just wait for a while.